Right then, this is a quick walk-around video for a quite exceptional Honda Civic actually. It's a 1.6 SR diesel, 2015, and first of these facelift models on this vintage. But this car's covered just 29,000 miles, with a lovely history, and is in absolutely stunning condition. Really genuinely is. Finished in this lovely twilight blue, which looks fantastic on the car, especially the facelift versions with the extra chrome work. Front of the car, style front end, lights and lenses clear, intact, there's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, can't see a stone chip anywhere, there must be something microscopic but I can't see it. Near side of the car, absolutely beautifully smoothed down the panel work. Near side front alloy, pretty much unblemished. All the panels, I mean, it's been literally wiped off, it's not even been cleaned, and it's got that lovely natural gleam you get with a beautifully looked after car. Rear alloy there on the near side, again fantastic. New style front end with rear end with the smoked glass, little diffuser. It's all very subtle, but really does make a big difference to the look of these cars. And again, in absolutely beautiful condition. Off side of the car, driver's side, again, just so crisp. Inside the rear alloy, again, looks really nice. Main panel work, just nothing to pick up on, it's just simply lovely. And then the final alloy on the front there, really nice, just a tiny bit of curbing on there, but in all honesty, the 10-year-old car is in stunning condition. Let's come to the boot area, absolutely cavernous boots, always really nicely finished by Honda, and it's been kept really nicely as well. It's coming to the back now, wide opening rear doors, and this, regardless of mileage, is where the kids sit and can often be very heavily used. You know, it's been kept absolutely beautifully. Coming on the passenger side front, full set of original Honda mats. Passenger seat hardly looks as though it's been sat on. Finally going to the front and driver's side, door card, again lovely and clean. Centre footwell areas there, and driver's seat. The only one that's got even a hint of any wear as you slide in and out, but again, for the age of the car, virtually nothing. Inside the car now, engine's running as is always the case, so the dashboard is illuminated. Absolutely gorgeous interior, and it just looks like new, really does. Sat nav, you can see working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that lovely clear rear parking camera, and that complements the front and rear parking sensors. Carrying on down. And then coming to the view you get as a driver, which I always maintain, I think it's the best dash design anywhere in this class. It just works beautifully. Engine's running, as you can see, there's no warning lights on. That little orange light you see going off is just the airbag check that it does every time you start the car for about 30 seconds or so. And then you can see 29,246 miles. A really, really special car, this one. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SR diesel. Car's registered WR65FLA, and mileage at the start of the road test is just 29,240 miles. The reason we do these videos, very simply, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they get to see that very car actually in operation. We've always felt it important, mostly because, like far too many people, we've been to see cars, travelled vast distances, and the car looked perfectly good in a description or photographs, but only to get them find out it's actually got an obvious fault that would show up immediately when you drove the car. So that's why we do it. So coming to the car, clearly with such a low mileage, you know, you'd hope it to be good, and from the walk around video, you know, inside and out, it's in lovely condition, this car. And the drive doesn't disappoint. It drives absolutely, you know, I hate the expression, but it literally feels like a new car to drive. Twist the key, engine starts instantly and settles to a nice, smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all, relating to the engine or any other part of the car actually. Temperature gauge running as a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be. Honda, as I pretty much always say, build the best four-cylinder engines in particular in the world. And talking about in the real world of mass production. These engines have a reputation for being incredibly tough and reliable over huge mileages, just with good regular maintenance, and clearly this has had that. They're also timing chains, no cam belts on them, so no scheduled service. But almost more than that, it's just how they drive. It's just a lovely diesel engine. It's flexible, it's keen to get up and go, it's powerful, quiet on the move. But obviously, you know, the main thing you're looking for from a car like this is fuel economy, and whoever's had this previously, for the last trips I can see, is literally just nudging 70 miles to the gallon now. And that fits with what I tend to get from them. I tend to get sort of sort of mid 60s, sort of tootling around, and but on longer trips, you know, mid 70s and above actually. So, but it's, yeah, very, very efficient engine, and the economy comes relatively easily to it as well. You don't have to be, you know, completely nurse it along to get that. Obviously, smooth driving and all that kind of stuff helps clearly. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and the gearbox. Clutch in the car, absolutely perfect. Bike point's exactly where it's meant to be. It's lovely and smooth in operation. Gearbox, as you'd expect of any Honda, just brilliantly done. Lovely gear change on the car. The gear shift quality is second to none. It's got a mechanical feel to it, even though it's cable operated, so when it engages you can feel the engagement, but it's an absolute delight to use. So positive, so easy, and enjoyable. Really enjoyable gearbox to use, which, you know, again, just feels like new. Coming onto the steering and chassis of the car, first of all, steering tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed actually, up to the legal limit here. Suspension likewise, no clonks, no rattles, nothing at all as tight as a drum. Brakes on the car, now I'm travelling at the maximum, just give them a bit of a shove. Really good, powerful. What I'm looking for, that, especially at that speed, is any kind of vibrations when you first hit the pedal, and there's none of that. It's all in very, very good order. What I've always loved about the Civic, it's one of the very, very few cars, there's only a handful of cars in this class, I think, from personal experience of them, that you can do two things, as I say, very well. If you just want the car as a family car to get you from A to B comfortably, it does a fantastic job. The ride is composed, it's beautifully damped, very settled. You know, it's a lovely place to sit. But for those who enjoy their driving, it's a brilliant car. The steering's weighting's lovely. It's precise, it's accurate, but more importantly, it's quick as well. It's, you know, you turn the wheel and it wants to go straight away without feeling nervous in any way. So you kind of just flow through corners with this wonderfully kind of unflappable nature to the car. Absolutely superb. As I say, you know, probably, you know, the Ford Focus of certain vintages and the Golf, perhaps to some degree, again, later in its production, you know, share a similar ability to be able to do that. So, see, I'm not just Blinkered, not just Honda. Difference is the underpinnings are hold together rather better on these, but there we are, different story. Then we come inside. Beautifully put together cars. Amazing amounts of space. Rear seat space, boot space is massive. Great driving position. Lovely choice of interior materials in the cars. So we've got lots of sort of softer, high quality stuff, but there is harder stuff, but very tough and beautifully assembled. But what I've always loved about it is this fantastic dashboard design, which is an opinion. I completely get that. You know, some people like it, some people don't. But what's unarguable is it just works brilliantly. The most conventional part is this bit in the centre stack. So you've got your sat nav, which is working perfectly. Climate control system underneath that, and that's dual zones, so you can have different temperatures side to side. Heated seats down there as well, all checked, all working. But the bit I love most is this directly in front of me, this two-tier design, upper and lower deck. Just works fantastically well. So the upper deck is the information you'd look at most regularly. So you've got an information part up there. So if I change things like radio stations or fan speeds, I can see the information up there rather than having to look down into the car on a much smaller screen. But the one that everyone should be looking at most regularly, of course, is your speed. And there it is. all by itself, clear, white on black digital display. You can look at the road ahead, look for pedestrians, horses, cyclists, whatever happens to be, without taking your eyes off the road at any time to check your speed, and it is brilliant. Down below that, you've got a more conventional pod of 3 dials, rev counter in the middle, flanked either side by your temperature and fuel gauges. I think in a world of, especially this vintage car, most cars had the same thing, a binnacle here, sensor stack there, they're all pretty bland, they're all the same stuff, laid out slightly differently, but this dares to be different, but is different. But the whole car as a package is brilliant, in terms of reliability, practicality, fuel economy, and enjoyment of driving. Very, very few cars come even close, and I cannot fault this at all. It drives simply beautifully.